Hello and welcome everyone to round number 3 here at Zenith Online Racing for the EU tier. Coming to you from Azerbaijan, the Baku City Circuit, all 6 kilometers, and if you are from North America, 3.7 miles long is this circuit. All 20 corners are waiting for the drivers here on this Sunday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. Camden saying hello and welcome. Yes, I agree very much. Hello and welcome to everyone tuning in at this point in the stream. It's going to be me, QVR Packer, taking you through commentary here tonight for the third time this season. I'm going to be alone, so I'm not exactly sure how my mental state will, how happy my mental state will be after this race. But yeah, heading into this one, last round number 2 was in Hungary. Miami holds the championship lead on 43 points for the Mercedes F1 team. Lando, after scoring his first points in ZOR last Sunday, he's going to be second in the championship on 26 points. Zenith is in third on 22. JXW and Barton are 1 point behind each. JXW fourth on 21. Barton is on 20. Bag of Bones, the two Renaults, 5th and 6th. He's going to be on 16 points. Dylan, the last of the drivers to be in the double digits. He's in P7 on 14 World Championship points. Excel Cali is on 8. Harry Noir and RC are tied on 2 points, and the rest of the grid, or the rest of the drivers, have yet to score. So going to be quite the race heading into the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. On Tier 1, we had a bit of chaos, and Lando did win that race, and he is here tonight. I see if I can find his name. Yeah, there he is, Excel Lando, in the Ferrari. So on a good run of form recently, he's won the last 2 races that he has competed in. So looking to keep it on a roll for 3 in a row. So yeah, coming into this one, just trying to find something to say because I don't have anyone to hand it off to and, be creative. Yeah, so Tier 1, there was a little bit of chaos, the safety car right towards the end of that race, and really, I don't want to say shook up, but it created a bunch of action, and it was really exciting to get into that one. Obviously, wing damage is a key factor here. A lot of drivers struggling with keeping out of the walls, and that was applied to Tier 2 as well. We had a lot of drivers in the walls. I think we had 2 safety cars and 2 VSCs and a safety car for both tiers. So I wonder if that will be replicated here tonight. But yeah, I think Bark School, I believe, took the win for Tier 2. Lando took, or the podium for Tier 1 was Lando. I believe it was Camden, and I think it was Matthew. No, it was not Matthew Jordan. It was who was it? Hold on. Let me quick look on Twitter real quick. I did not properly prepare myself for this one, obviously, as you can tell. Tier 1 standings. It was me. There's no way it was me. Oh, wait, that's quality. Oh, it was Zenith. Yeah, so Lando, Camden, and Zenith took the podium spots on Monday night. Bark Skull, Scabney, and RC took the podium spots for Tier 2. So let's see what happens in this race here tonight. We're just loading into the qualifying session. I wonder if there's going to be rain, because that definitely could throw up a lot of action for the drivers. We're loading in, and it seems to be sunny here in Azerbaijan. Let me get track map, the lap data, telemetry, and the details all up. A few drivers have already selected the mediums, those drivers being JXW, Dylan, and Zenith. I wonder if they will actually set a lap time on that harder compound of tires. I believe it's around 1.2 seconds, how far those medium tires are off, as Rocco has selected the medium tires in the pit lane as well. I'm just waiting for the first drivers to leave the pit lane. So, yeah, okay, I believe that is an Alpha Tauri. So let's go over to the Alpha Towers. It might be RC, or it could be back. It is going to be RC, the first driver out of the pit lane. So it'll be interesting to see what the Alpha Tauri driver can do in this one. I believe he scored his first 2 points of the season so far in the EU tier last time out in Hungary. So it was a pretty decent race for RC. I believe he got caught up in a little bit of a few incidents, so it wouldn't have been the greatest result that he would have wanted. So yeah, just looking over, yeah, he did finish P9 in Hungary. Let's just read out the results since I have literally nothing else to talk about. Lando won the race, obviously, with fastest lap. Excel Miami took second place, and then there's a Renault 3-4, Bagabones and Barton finishing P3 and P4. Janet Dillon, JXW are P5, P6, P7. Excel Cali and P8. RC, the driver we're on board with right now, is being followed very, very closely by JXW. And DJ Panda, who is here tonight, finished the last out of the points finishers. Drivers of the day possible from last week were Excel Lando, who took the win from pole position with fastest lap. Excel Miami, who came from P12 to P2, and Janet, who came from P19 to P5. RC has just let JXW through, interestingly enough, going to be going on to a lap. So let's get on board with the Racing Point driver, and he can take us through a lap of the Baku City circuit. It's going to be on the medium tire, so it's not going to be the fastest lap that you'll ever see in this session. Most drivers, except for Rocco, are in the pit lane still. Most drivers are going to be on outlap. It's going to be JXW followed by RC down into turn 1. Let's see what he can do. Not using all the track on the outside, but turning in very, very nicely for the Racing Point. He could have used more track on the exit as well, but now breaking into turn 2, trying to get that throttle applied just before the DRS line. It's going to be very, very difficult. It is a street circuit, so applying that throttle is going to be one of the things on the mind for the Racing Point driver. For JXW, now breaking into turn 2, just at the 100-meter board. A little bit of a lockup there on the front left, but those mediums are not going to be the greatest tire in the world to do a qualifying lap in. On into turn 4, looks pretty decent. Got the car turned in and did not hit the curb on that inside, breaking into turn 5. Very difficult braking zone and into turn 6. You don't want to touch the curb on the inside. He just barely taps it, and that's going to unsettle his car ever so slightly. Now into turn 7. Very easy to cut on the inside there, but you can use a lot more track limits than you do think. Into the castle section, turn 8, 9, 10, and 11. They're up the hill, very you can get your car very, very loose up at the top of that section. Then through turn 12, very difficult traction zone there into 13 through 14, and then into turn 15, downhill braking zone. RC is getting even closer on this quali lap. A little bit of a lockup as you can jump over the curb on the inside at turn 15. We have yellow flag as Gin and Juice is out in the third sector outside of turn number 19. RC, who's actually just behind JXW now, is going to get a very, very nice slipstream. Ooh, that's Gin and Juice right on the racing line. JXW set the wall on his quali lap. I don't think he's lost any... no, he has lost that left end plate for the Racing Point driver. Is going to finish this lap. He opens DRS. He's not going over towards the left side of the circuit, not towards the pit lane entry, but JXW giving a great slipstream to RC. He goes into P1, but will be quickly replaced by RC. AlphaTauri goes half a second faster. Barton is going to be coming into the pit lane. The AlphaTauri of Beck crosses the line. He goes into second place, not having that slipstream, but Lando goes 1.2 seconds faster than any driver. Larkin going into P2, 39.6 for the Williams driver, but he is on those medium compound tires. Fuseland, next driver to cross the line, a little bit low on fuel, a little bit low on ERS, goes into P2, replacing Larkin by 0.02 of a second exactly. So the Ferrari driver will be up into P2. So a pretty decent starting position for him so far. Cali and Miami are going to be the next two drivers. I think Cali just went on to the front row. Except Miami across the line. He replaces his Mercedes teammate. So the two Mercs looking pretty decent. Miami only 0.07 of a second off of Lando, as Lando and Miami Larkin have picked up 5-place grid penalties. Or is it only Larkin? Yes, Larkin has picked up a 5-place grid penalty for that collision with Lando, and they're still racing on their in-laps. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. Well, we have a little bit of action now. Larkin decides to back off. Lando won't let Beck through. Beck has a little bit of a lockup there into turn 15. Once again, I'm not exactly sure what's happening here, but yeah, Dylan just in behind them. He's finished the lap. He does the 40 flat on the medium tires. Purple Squirrel is in the first, where is he? Yeah, he's in the first sector, just letting a Red Bull driver through. That is Zamago, so he has yet to set a lap time, so he's going to be one of the next drivers to cross the line. I think Rocco is actually the next driver on a lap. Actually, no, I think he's just started, so let's go on board with Zamago's purple first sector. It looked like for him, 35.1 for the Red Bull driver, braking into turn 7. Looks pretty decent for him. He did get his first taste of the circuit in Tier 1 on Monday night, 6 days ago, but it's pretty decent, or pretty distant. That was a pretty distant time ago, but now through out of turn 12, Zamagos right now in P17, yet to set a lap time. He's 1 out of 3 drivers, but those other 2 are on out laps. Rocco has retired out of turn 2. There's no drivers close to that, so we won't be able to see that for the time being. Zamagos heading down the hill, down towards turn 16. Looks pretty decent for the Red Bull driver. What can he do? Through 17, that right king absolutely flat out. The last 3 corners are flat out. 18, 19. Very easy to get wing damage here. If you've already picked up wing damage previously, DJ Panda's retired from the session as well through the last parts of that middle sector. Through the very quick succession, left-handers 13 and 14 across the line for Zamagos. It's going to be a 39.3, puts himself into P5, so a pretty decent lap for him. Purple Squirrel, I think, might be the next driver to cross the line, but he, I do believe, has backed off and should be going into the pit lane. Yes, he will. Ash's Falcor is going to be coming on the scene of where DJ Panda crashed out, but his car has been recovered by the marshal, so he will not be hindered on his lap. Barton is going to be the next driver to cross the line. We're just riding on board with Ash's Falcor, but he is on an out lap. So let's see what the Renault driver of Barton can do. He finished P4 last time out. Right now, P17 has yet to set a lap time. 34.9. That's 2/10 faster than what Zamagos did in that first sector. So a purple first sector for the Renault driver, it says for me, into turn 7, using a lot of the track limits, almost completely where you want to put your car for that one. Into turn 8, 9, 10, 11, and now just over the hill through turn 12, a little bit of a slide on traction. His car got very, very light up towards the top of that little rise and then just had to come back downhill through 12, 13, and now through 14. This is where DJ Panda retired from the session, now breaking downhill into turn 15, using the curb on the inside, jumping over that, trying to keep that momentum up. Had a little bit of a lock up, though, lucky to not put it into the wall. Now through 16, a little bit of a touch on the curb on that inside. 14.7 for the Renault driver. But now it's a flat-out blast through 16 or through 17, 18, 19, and once we get there, well, through 20, and then activating the DRS. Once again, once we get to the activation line, just there through turn 20 for the Renault driver, activating DRS just now. He's going to be keeping it more to the left side, or at least he should, if he wants to have the most direct line to the start-finish line across the line. He goes into third, though, only almost exactly 0.4 of a second off of Miami. This is almost exact top 4 that we had last time out in Hungary. Lando won the race. Miami was second, but the 2 Renaults have flipped positions in this qualifying session for the time being. But Barton leads his teammate, who is in the pit lane right now. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the session. Let's see what the other drivers can do. Let's see if they can improve. JXW on a lap right now. Purple first sector. Let's go check what that was. Barton did a 0.9, I believe. So let's get, down towards JXW. He's on the soft tires now. Yeah, he went 0.2 of a second faster than Barton. So let's see what JXW can do through the rest of the lap. Through turn 11, all over the curb on the inside. Through turn 12, trying to carry as much momentum as possible. He's right up behind Beck. I wonder if Beck will let the Racing Point driver through, but he could get a very, very good slipstream if he times this to absolute perfection. Lando going to be letting the drivers through on the inside. Beck will do the same out of turn 15. Down the hill into a flat braking zone into turn 16. Purple in the middle sector, 1.2 seconds up. So that looks like a 39.4 right now for the Racing Point driver, but he did hit the wall there on his fastest lap on those medium tires. So right now this could put him into P7, but I'm sure he's going to be looking for more. He's probably going to get more. He could put himself into that top 5 depending on how good this final sector is. Across the line for the Racing Point driver, it's going to be P4. He will split the 2 Renaults, so a good lap for him. Barton going to be coming into the pit lane. Larkin, I believe, is on the lap. He's coming through the castle section right now. RC has just come through turn 4. Beck, his AlphaTauri teammate, is coming through turn 2. Dylan following RC is coming through turn 7. And Ash's Falcor is just invalidated there on the inside of turn 7, trying to follow Dylan. Well, let's get on board with the next driver on a lap. I think that is going to be Larkin. He's just exited turn 15, now down towards turn 16. He was 0.7 of a second up, but he's 1.3 seconds up. This could be a 38.3 for the Racing Point driver. It would be enough to put him on pole position, but let's see what he can do through the final sector. Excel Cali giving Larkin a decent slipstream. Excel playing the game here for Larkin. It should put him on provisional pole, especially with this slipstream. Let's see what Larkin will do in the Williams. Cali just starting a lap in front, but Larkin crosses the line. It's provisional pole position. It was almost not in doubt. A 38.1 for the Williams driver. It's a great lap for him. I think Zamalkos is going to be the next driver across the... Or no, it's going to be his Red Bull teammate, Dylan. He is improving by 0.4 in the middle sector. Through the final sector, finds double that amount of time. Will put himself into the top 10. His Bag of Bones has actually crashed out of the session, so the highest he will be starting in this race is going to be P6 for the Renault driver. Zamalkos is going to be crossing the line very, very soon to start a lap. But back, it's going to be the next driver to cross the line. Coming through turn 19. With 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the qualifying session, trying to take the most optimal line to the finish to the line to finish that lap time. Opening up the DRS on the rear wing of the Alpha Tower. Goes from P12, improves by 0.6 of a second, goes into P9, will replace Dylan in that P10. But now Lando, who's just improved, he went a second faster, 37.4 for Lando. We saw he could do it in Tier 1, but just invalidated his lap, so he will improve up into P1. Miami has just crossed the line, and he has improved in front of Larkin as well. He went a 1/10.5 faster than the Williams driver, so he will be reacquiring that front row of the grid. But Lando with a great lap there, he's going to be into P1. Now just waiting for the next driver, who's going to be Excel Cali. He gave Larkin a great slipstream, but it wasn't good enough. Cali, purple through the middle sector. He's 4.5 of a second up. This would be a 38.8 for him, so he could put himself into the top four and make it Excel 1, 2, 3, 4, but just coming out of turn 20, opening up the DRS across the line for the Mercedes driver. P8 right now, P4 for Cali. He finds an extra 1/10 of a second, so he will acquire that Excel 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks almost in sync for those top 4 drivers. Larkin has backed off his lap. He just finished one. Zamalkos, purple through the middle sector. He's 0.4 of a second up. Drivers can find a lot of time in this final sector, depending on what your exit is out of turn 16 and the line that you take through the final 4 corners of the Baku City circuit. Zamalkos was 0.4 up right now, trying to find the most optimal line across the line. P9 right now, 39.3. He's going to improve to a 38.8. He will put himself into P6 just in behind Barton by literally 1/1000th of a second between the Renault and the Red Bull driver. But something, I think Fuselim is actually going to be the next driver to cross the line, but the 2 Ferraris have backed off. Lando setting that 37.4. Fuselim is going to be staying P8 because he has backed off his lap and has gone into the pit lane. Purple Squirrel is in P14 right now, but he is on an in-lap. I think the Mercedes driver of Cali, just in behind him, is going to be on an in-lap as well. Yeah, he's going to be coming into the pit lane. We're looking for a driver who's on a lap. Beckett was on a lap, but he hasn't validated and I believe has run out of fuel as well. Zamalkos just finished. We saw him do that. He still has the ERS though up, though. I think actually that was the Mercedes driver from Miami who came into the pits. Cali has validated on his in-lap, has the ERS up. He's going to be coming into the pit lane to start that final flying lap. I think Ashes Falcor, though, will be the next driver to cross the line. He's going to be the only driver on a flying lap once he crosses that start-finish line. Just passing 3 minutes and 10 seconds left of this session. Most of the drivers in the pit lane, bar 4, and that is Ashes Falcor, RC7, JXW, and Zamalkos. But JXW has just crossed the line. I think he's going to be starting a lap, just possibly. Yes, he will be. Ashes Falcor. Next driver, he's coming through the first sector right now, breaking into turn 3. Looks pretty decent for the McLaren driver, using all the track he can on the inside, but not all that he can on the outside. Through turn 4, a little bit of overturning, and will be instantly over to the right side of the circuit. Breaking into turn 5 just now, just past that 100-meter board. Through 5, through 6, using a lot of curb there on the entry. It completely unsettles his car, but that's the line he wanted. That's the line that he took through turn 6. Now through turn 7, breaking into 7. Goes a little bit deep there for the McLaren driver into 8. A little bit wide of the apex there, and that's going to compromise his line all the way through turn 11. and goes a little bit deep because of that, and now into 12. Not the greatest of exit for the McLaren driver, but he's trying to find as much time as possible. He's pushing to the absolute limit, trying to find all the time that he possibly can. Into turn 15, a lot of curb there on the inside and almost into the wall for the McLaren, but now into 16, trying to get the best exit possible for the best final sector possible here at the Baku City Circuit. It looks pretty decent as Baku is retired in the, or no, Miami is retired in the pit lane, so saving a set of soft tires if he did go for that balanced tire set, possibly for the end of the race. He doesn't want any tire wear on them. We saw it in Tier 1, late safety car. The soft tires died off towards the end, and the mediums were the preferable tire. Ash's Falcor goes into P14, finds second for the McLaren driver. JXW is going to be the next one to cross the line. He was 2/10 up across the middle sector split, but it loses a little bit of that time. He will go into P5 just in front of Barton and Zamagos. The drivers separated by 1,000 of a second. They're going to be both on out laps here. Purple Squirrel is on an out lap as well. Barton, as we mentioned, is on one. I think RC is going to be the next driver to cross the line. RC almost close enough to that slipstream from the back of the Renault driver just in front of him and Barton, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. He improves by a 1/10.5, but only goes into P12 for the Alpha Tower, so he's not going to be starting within the top 10, and he's not going to have enough time to do another lap. Larkin is going to be crossing the line very soon to start one, as well as Zenith to win it, the Tier 1 podium sitter here in Azerbaijan last time out. Just trying to find a driver on a lap. Larkin's on a lap. Barton is on a lap in front of him. RC has just finished, as well as Ash's Falcor. Purple Squirrel, I think, is going to be possibly the next driver to cross the line. I think he is going to be, but he's on the medium tires, so maybe looking to possibly find himself inside that top 10, but that gap is 1.3 seconds. So if he was at Lando's pace, that would be a 38.6. So that would only that would put him well into P4. But I'm not exactly sure if he will be able to find all of that time in the Haas car. It's going to be Purple Squirrel as Dylan, as the qualifying session is over. Dylan, the first driver to finish. His Red Bull teammate just crossed the line, Zamaglis, but he did not finish, which is kind of interesting. But yeah. Okay, so Purple Squirrel going to be the next driver to cross the line, just exiting turn 19, going all the way to the left side, trying to carry the most momentum possible. Jakes W retires in the pit lane. Purple Squirrel across the line. He doesn't improve. He didn't find the time that he needed to improve to find places. Barton improves by 2.5 goes and puts himself in front of Cali on the second row of the grid. So a pretty decent lap there for Barton, able to challenge those Excel drivers. Larkin up by 0.3 of a second, but he's going to be losing time in this final sector because he had such a good slipstream last time. Yeah, he didn't actually lose that much time, but he will put himself into the 37th, the one of only two drivers to accomplish that feat. RC is going to be the next driver to cross the line. Actually, he's going to be coming into the pit lane. Fuselim is going to be the next driver to cross the line. He's going to be followed by Zenith very, very closely. Zenith just activating DRS now, but Fuselim across the line. He finds 0.4 of a second, puts himself in front of Cali and into P5. Zenith, the next driver to cross the line in the McLaren. He doesn't improve, so that's going to be where he will be starting in this race, because everyone behind him in the qualifying order has finished. Back across the line, 0.7 was up. He finds himself that amount of time and will put himself into P5. So good luck there from back from the Alpha Tower driver, but now the Red Bull sister team. Zamaglis finds 0.2, but will only go into P7 in front of Fuselim, but behind Beck. So not exactly where he would have been wanting to finish. Dylan has finished the session. I think everyone has finished their final laps or has retired. Now the qualifying session is over, but it's going to be Excel Lando on provisional pole, or on pole position for the round 3 here of the EU tier by 0.4 of a second. But Larkin has that 5 second, or the 5 place grid penalty, so he will be dropping down to, I believe, P6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's going to be dropping down to P7 actually. Will Larkin. So Larkin qualified on the front row. He deserved that front row, but he's going to be starting not on that front row. So it's going to be Lando and Miami, followed by Cali and Barton, followed by Beck and Larkin. The top 6. Actually, no, it'd be Beck and Zamagos, and then Larkin, Fuselim, JXW, Vagabonds, the top 10. Dylan, RC, Zenith, Ash's Falcor, and then yeah, so yeah, the rest of the drivers outside the top 10 are going to be starting most likely on the medium tires, but I have seen drivers start on the hards. There is no 2-minute rule here in the EU tier, so it's going to be quite interesting to see what these drivers will do on the strategy. Obviously, all the drivers inside the top 10 who did qualify on the soft tires will be starting on the softs, but the drivers who qualified inside the top 10, I don't think there were many on the mediums, will be starting on those medium compound tires. I can rewind very quickly, I think, see if there were. No, there were no drivers inside the top 10. Zenith tried for the mediums, but is only going to be starting P13 just in front of his McLaren teammate on the 7th row of the grid. So yeah, JXW has readied up as well as Excel Larkin to get the formation lap underway. I'm going to quick do this. Okay, so Lando will be leading his way on the formation lap unless the Excel drivers decide to do their little formation thing. Miami and Lando, I think, are going side by side. Cali's not close enough. Miami has taken the lead on the formation lap. As Barton and Larkin have disqualified themselves, interestingly enough, from the formation lap. So that's not the greatest idea because Larkin, who did qualify on that front row, put a lot of energy into those tires on that lap. So he's going to be starting with very, very cold tires as well as Barton. So Barton, especially here at Baku, it's I don't want to say difficult to get the tires warmed up, but it is a street circuit and traction is absolutely crucial here. Lando and Miami have just touched each other. Will they be disqualified? Yes, they will be disqualified. Well, Lando's been disqualified. Miami has not. So Lando will be disqualified from the formation lap. Miami and Cali will be leading now on this formation lap, followed by Beck and Zamaglis. So the top 4 drivers are not in their, well, specified starting positions on the formation lap, as well as the rest of the drivers. So Fuselim will be starting P8. Yeah, okay, let's just look at the tire strategy now. Top 10 obviously all going to be starting on the soft compound tires. Dylan in, oh, who is that? That is Beck, who has gone straight on into the wall at the castle section. So that's not a good omen for his race. So Dylan, Ashes Falcor, Purple Squirrel have all decided to go onto the hard tires. RC, Ginit, DJ Panda, and Gin Juice will all be going onto the mediums. And Rocco, the only driver outside the top 10, to be going onto the soft tires. So looking for a possible soft hard strategy for the Haas driver. The drivers who have started on the hards and the drivers who have started on the mediums will possibly be looking for the soft tires towards the end of this race. Ginit, this is the strategy that he did in Tier 1. He was able to perfect it coming into this one. He finished on the podium in Tier 1 because of that strategy, and as well as just a little bit of luck with safety car, but I'm sure everyone will always appreciate some safety car luck. Yeah. Getting towards the grid. Lando, Barton, Larkin are all going to have very, very cold tires. So we'll have to look out for them on the start. Miami could actually be a possible threat to Lando going into turn 1 here, because Miami is going to have those tires warmed up. Lando will not. As well as Cali from the second row. Beck from the third row, as well as the Mongos. They're going to be possible contenders early on in this race on the first lap, as well as just most drivers on the soft tires who did not disqualify themselves from the formation lap, because those tires are going to be warmed up. The drivers who disqualified themselves are going to have very, very cold tires. Those rears are going to be absolutely screaming. They're going to be so, so cold. Why am I... Excuse me? Okay. But yeah, once we get those 5 red lights on, we can go on board with Lando. 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go. It's a pretty quick hold for the drivers, but it looks like the Mercedes of Miami is going to be into turn 1. On lap number 1, Lando will be driving down to P2, but he's going to be challenged by Cali, possibly into turn 2. There's a Ferrari Fuselim spinning there. Rocco picks up a 5-second time penalty for contact. No safety car quite yet, but it's going to be a Mercedes 1-2 going down towards turn 3. Lando possibly trying to change that. He started from pole position. He's down to 3rd, but now possibly looking to put himself up into P2 once again. Yeah, the Ferrari driver will be up into second place. Cali dropping down another position. Beck, Zamagos, P4, P5. Barton, who has had a bad start because of those cold tires, he's going to be dropping down to P6. Larkin will be staying in P7, but Fuselin with that early spin will be dropping down the order quite a bit. JXW and Vagabonds have gained because of that spin. RC and Ash's Falcor, or just Falcor in general, just dropping. It seems to be dropping down the order, struggling on those hard compound tires, going side by side with Gin and Juice into turn 7, but he's not going to be close enough. But DJ Panda trying to keep it around the outside, a little bit of contact with the wall, but no driver will get damaged. The two Alfa Romeos will make it past the McLaren, but just before turn 8, so we don't have any more contact into the castle section. Just looking for a few close battles out on track for the time being. Miami pulled out a 1.2 second lead, but Lando has a 1.5 second gap to the Mercedes driver behind. So Lando already trying to get with Miami and get away from the field. We have a few incidents in behind. I think Falcor's almost put himself into the wall and has lost his wheel. That's a safety car. So if this happens again, I'm going to be slightly aggravated. Miami stays out. Lando's coming in. He's going to be going to the hard tires, most definitely. Cali's staying out. Becca's staying out. Zamaga's staying out. Everyone except everyone except for Lando, Larkin, JXW, and Backbones should be into the pit. So Rocco will be into the pit lane as well. So around half of the soft tire runners have pit. It's actually DJ Panda has passed Rocco into the pit lane, which is a stunning overtake for the Alfa Romeo driver. So yeah, most drivers will be into the pit lane. Has Purple Squirrel picked up damage? I'm not exactly sure. So Cali, where did Miami? Oh, Miami's just down the field because of the timing order glitch. But yeah, Miami and Cali will lead us away now because they decided not to come into the pit lane. RC stayed out on the medium, so he's going to be in a pretty good position actually here. He can do that medium to soft strategy. He's going to be followed by Gin and Juice, I do believe, who's also on the medium. So once these the timings decide to fix themselves, it'll be quite interesting. Actually, Lando has gone onto the mediums, interestingly enough, so he's going to be doing a soft strategy here. Larkin has gone on to the hard tires. So yeah, let's just look at the drivers who have come into the pit lane right now. Larkin and Lando having a little bit of fun as they did in quali. Larkin should learn from this, considering he had a 5-place grid penalty for having a little bit of fun with Lando in qualifying. So, yeah. Okay, so once all the drivers have passed this first sector split, I think the timings will be fixed. I think Purple Squirrel will be the final grid. So yeah, Miami, Cali, Beck, Zamagos, and Barton have all stayed out under the safety car. So the top 5 will be on the soft tires. Dylan has stayed out on the hards, so he's going to be staying in P6. Jinnit, RC, and Gin and Juice have all stayed out on the medium. So the top 9 drivers have stayed out for the time being. Lando from the softs has pit onto the mediums. Larkin from the softs has pit onto the hards. JXW has pit for the mediums. Vagabonds has pit for the hards. DJ Panda, Rocca, Fusilum, and Purple Squirrel have all pit for the medium. So we'll have to look out to see what Larkin and Vagabonds are trying to do in this run. Obviously, they're going to be trying to go to the end. So it will be interesting to see what they can do. Beck is very, very close behind. Or not close behind, far behind. It's a big gap between the drivers there under the safety car. We should be getting going this lap if Purple Squirrel can catch up. It is quite a long circuit here, 3.7 miles or 6 kilometers, or almost exactly 6 kilometers for these drivers. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do. So yeah, Purple Squirrel just going into turn 1 here at full speed under the safety car, trying to catch it up to the back of the field. They're just coming through turn 4. At least the safety car is. We can't get on board with Excel Miami. So yeah, safety car number 1 here, as Camden pointing out in the chat, it has begun. The first of 5 safety cars here in the EU tier has most definitely begun. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what these drivers are going to be doing. Obviously, the three drivers who are on the hard, or well, two of the three drivers who are on the hard tires are going to be attempting to go at the end. That's Backbones and Excel. Larkin Dylan should be pitting to the softs at the end of this one. Okay, so yeah, the safety car should be in on this lap. Is the second sector split is just before turn 16, but Fuselim and Purple Squirrel have not closed up, but now they have. So safety car will be in on this lap. Miami, Cali, the two Excel Mercedes drivers will be leading us away on this one. I wonder if they're gonna be trying to play any team games. Back to Michael Spartan will be the drivers in behind, trying to chase them down. Dylan is going to be a little bit of a cork in the bottle for these drivers. He's in the hards, but Jinnit, RC, Gin and Juice, Lando especially, Larkin, JXW, Backbones, DJ Pandaraco, Fuselim, Purple Score are all going to be drivers in behind. So let's see when Miami will decide to go. We can get a better carrying. Oh, JXW has picked up a 5-second penalty, as well as Larkin for contact. But Miami has punched the throttle, and he has turned on the overtake button. Cali trying to get close enough, but he's not going to be close enough to make that one. But Beck Zamagos and Barton possibly going side by side here into turn 1. I think the AlphaTauri has solidified that position, but the Red Bull and the Renault going side by side into turn 1. I think Barton has possibly gotten that move done down towards turn 2, trying to get it on board. But yeah, the Renault is up into P2. A little bit of a slide. Oh, he's almost round. That's a Constantino effect for the rest of the field. So Barton and Zamagos going to be going side by side. Don't have to back out of the one, but now Jinnit is going to be trying pressurizing these two drivers on the medium tires. Could be absolutely crucial for his race to get into that clean air and try and close in on the leaders, make up as much time as possible. Barton Zamagos going doing a replica of turn 1. Barton will still be in that P4 position, though. Those tires were just not warmed up enough on that safety car restart. Those rears were absolutely screaming out of the corner. Dylan had to drop down because of that and had to back out of that one. But RC will be followed by Lando, Larkin, JXW, the rest of the chasing pack. Gin and Juice has made a mistake and has dropped down a few positions. Let's see. Let's get on board with Lando, though. He's going to be one of the drivers trying to make his way through the field, getting very, very close to the back of RC through turn 7 there. Not the greatest of overtaking spots for the Ferrari driver. He wasn't trying it, but just had so much more grip. It's a 2-lap tire advantage, but he has so much more grip, so much more confidence, going very, very wide on the outside of turn 12 there. I don't think we'll have any safety cars here. Hopefully not. Lando almost into the wall there on at turn 13, looking to the inside of turn 15 of the AlphaTauri driver just in front of him. I think someone has just made an incident. Do we have incidents back here? Side by side through turn 15. JXW and Fuselim. Fuselim's into the wall. He's lost his end plate, so he's going to be dropping down position and will eventually have to pit for that damage. He'll have to fix it, considering it is Azerbaijan. But now Lando right on the back of RC, taking a little bit of a wide line, trying to get a better exit. He's going to be looking to the inside, but RC is going to defend that one for turn 20, but he'll be side by side no matter what. Miami leads us across the line and will be will be in the lead of this race. But now Barton trying to challenge back for P3. He's not going to be close enough to make that one. I think Lando has made the move for P8, so he's going to be making his way through the field. It's going to be a replica of what he had to do in Tier 1. He got damage early on. He got damage after his first pit stop and had to make his way through the field, so he knows what type of drive this will have to be from himself. Barton not going to be close enough into turn 3 to try and challenge back for that third position. Larkin and RC going side by side. Larkin's up the inside on those hard compound tires. He will be trying to follow Lando, Lando. Fuselim and JXW have both come into the pit lane. Fuselim has fitted the mediums, getting his front wing change, and JXW has fitted the hards, getting that, I'm guessing, getting his front wing change, or just serving that 5-second time penalty. But the two Mercedes drivers lead us away, and Miami is starting to pull out a gap. So now, just getting on board with Lando after that first safety car restart. I don't think we'll have 5 safety cars here tonight. At least, hopefully not, for my sanity. But Lando right on the back of Dylan, coming through turn 13. We saw him make a move here on his Williams teammate on Monday night. He's not going to be close enough into turn 15. Not going to be using that curve on the inside, just trying to keep it safe. I think Jinnit might have possibly just picked up damage. Yeah, he's missing his right end plate now, but Lando up the inside of turn 16 on the Red Bull driver. Dylan trying to keep it around the outside, but the grip from those medium tires and just from the confidence from Lando, he's going to be setting it up the inside and will have that position now, but he's used so much ERS. He's used 30%, getting very, very slidey on the exit of turn 19 there and on towards the pit straight. Look at how much ERS Lando has used, but Barton and Beck will now be fighting for P3. I think Barton has finally gotten that move done after making the move on Zamagas. Barton seems to be out of charge here. Let's see if he can try and close down Excel Cali for that second place on the podium. Jin and Juice has come into the pit lane. I'm not exactly sure for what. Possibly for a new front wing. Yeah, it looks like for a new front wing and possibly hard tires to the end of this run, or to the end of this Grand Prix. Purple Squirrel has also come into the pit lane, so that's going to be unfortunate for him. But Lando, after using all that ERS, is really closing onto the back of Jinnit as well. He just has the pace, but the ERS is just a tool to use to try and make these overtakes. But he's going to have DRS now. Jinnit, even with that wind damage, trying to keep with the three drivers in front of him. Barton Beck, as Fuselim is retired in the pit lane, so it's going to be yellow flags. So yeah, Fuselim is out in the pit lane, so unfortunate for him. He's not going to be finishing or scoring points in this race. Jinnit trying to keep with the train just in front of him. Purple Squirrel exits the pit lane with yellow flags still about after Fuselim has retired. So yeah, the battle for the lead of the race. 3.7 seconds between the two Mercedes drivers. Cali is a 1.4 second advantage over Barton, but Barton is starting to close that in. Beck struggling to stay with, but so is the Mongols. Jinnit able, even with that right, actually no, he doesn't have right end plate damage. I'm just a little bit blind. Jinnit staying with the Mongols because the Mongols and Beck are both struggling, but I think all these drivers are going to have DRS unless the Mongols has not the greatest exit, which he did not. Trying to stay through 18 and 19. I think he's going to be close enough to keep that DRS, so it's actually going to hamper Jinnit, because Jinnit has used a little bit of ERS, but they're both going to be equal on that battery store. Dylan and Larkin in behind going side by side, but they're going to be replicating Jinnit and Zamagas fighting for P5. Barton, or Cali and Beck have both come into the pit lane. Jinnit has gotten that place, so he's going to be up into P3 on track. He gains 3 positions there. 2 drivers in the pit lane and 1 the move on Zamagas. Landon not going to be close enough, but Larkin has also moved up into P6 in front of Dylan. So Cali and Barton. Barton goes for the mediums. Cali goes for the hard compound tires. So let's see what these drivers will be doing on strategy. I think a safety car towards the end of this one, or just any time past this, will really help him. But Jinnit and Beck have gone side by side. Jinnit doesn't pick up damage, but he's going to be up into P2 on track. Zamagas and Larkin going side by side. Lando around the outside of turn 4. He's going to be staying all the way to the inside, down towards turn 5. Lando has gotten that move done. Larkin trying to follow his way through. It was a lap delayed on Dylan. Zamagas has actually had a big spin out of turn 6, almost into the walls for Red Bull teammate. He's going to be trying to challenge him into turn 7. Zamagas has dropped so many positions on this lap alone, but also making contact with the back of his Red Bull teammate. But now Jinnit is going to be out in second place. I think Miami will most definitely have to pit on this lap. Beck and Zamagas will probably have to make that decision as well. Jinnit in P2, 6.7 seconds, closing on Miami. You can see how much better those medium tires are, but Beck starting to struggle, is locked up and almost into the wall on the exit of turn 15. Lando going to the inside of turn 16. He's really looking to try and make this move, but he's not going to have the DRS if he does make this move. Beck trying to keep it around the outside, but that gives an opportunity for Larkin, possibly going 3 wide for these drivers. Beck on the outside, Lando in the middle, but Larkin will back out of the move on Lando. Beck will have to slide it behind the Williams. Oh, Beck's round. He's lost his front wing. He's lost both end plates, but now Lando versus Larkin down towards turn 1. Larkin will have the DRS. Lando will not. Lando has almost no ERS. Larkin has the ERS to challenge him, and he's going to be pulling clear of the Ferrari driver down towards turn 1. Miami is coming to the pit lane. I think Zamagas will as well. Beck, with that spin, will have to change his front wing and get a new set of tires, but Larkin will be now in second place of this race. But now let's see what Lando can do down towards turn 1. Beck is retired he's retired from the race on track at turn 20. Lando trying to challenge Larkin. He's going to be going for the move. He looks to the inside, but will not be going for that move. Larkin will stay in P2 and will solidify himself there for the time being. Back amongst an RC, getting very, very close out on track. RC on the medium tires that he did start those races on. Back of Bones on the hard tires, which he pitted onto, I'm guessing, under that safety car. But Miami, the net race leader for the time being, is in P8, 1.7 seconds behind the Japan, and he'll have to start making his way through the traffic, but I'm sure it'll be no challenge for him. Callie, net second place for the time being. Barton, net third, though, as actually has he made a mistake because he's lost quite a bit of time to Callie. He does have both parts of his front wing. He's just behind Zamago, so he's really struggling on those tires. So Barton seemingly not having the greatest of the last few laps. Larkin, though, is really closing down on Janet. Lando taking that curve, is almost into the wall. He did make contact with the wall. Lucky to get away with both of his end plates, though, but Larkin will be within DRS range, and he has 60% ERS. Janet very lacking in that department, but you know who else is? Lando in behind these two drivers. I don't think he has front wing damage, but he's seemingly starting to fall off the back of these two race leaders. Larkin using a little bit of ERS and using the DRS. Now towards turn one, Jinnit trying to defend the inside, but will go into the pit lane. Does he have damage? Does the McLaren driver have damage? Is that why he's losing so much time? The McLaren drivers will be out into the pit lane, as well as the Ferrari drivers. For Lando, does Lando have front wing damage? Lando has picked up front wing damage, and so has Jinnit. So now Larkin will be into the lead of this race. Dylan and Bagabones will be following out on track, but RC getting very close. I think Bagabones has actually made that move for P3 out on track, but Miami as well has made the move for P5 on track. He's going to be in the net lead of this race. Actually, no, he's not, but RC and Backabones going side by side down towards turn 2. The Alpha Tower will pull clear and into turn 3, but Backabones sending one up the inside. RC will have to give him the space. He didn't expect that from the Renault driver, so Backabones asserting himself in that P3 for the time being. He gets the move done, or will keep that position on RC, but now for RC in behind, look at Miami. He's 0.6 of a second behind these drivers, really on a charge. Larkin looking to go to the end of this race on those hard tires, and so is Bagabones, but they'll have to look out for Miami. The gap between Larkin and Bag of Bones is around 7.5 seconds. So once Miami clears these guys, even if he does, he'll have to close in so much time to Larkin, and Larkin will be pulling. Callie versus Rocco coming across up over the hill at turn 11. He's going to be trying to get onto the back of the Haas driver. But let's go on board with the Mercedes, with the battle for P5 or for P3. Miami having a big slide and a big snap on the exit of turn 15 there, just all over the curb, unsettled the rear end of that Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula 1 racing car. I don't think he's going to be close enough because of that mistake. Obviously at turn 16 to try and gain time, but he's not going to be gaining enough to try and make that overtake. He doesn't use the ERS. Most drivers in that situation would, because RC's red light is flashing, but they both have DRS, so it's almost useless for him to go for that. Callie making the move on Rocco for P7. Rocco will be coming into the pit lane, though. He moves over to the left side of the circuit and will be coming into the pit lane. So now Callie is up into P7, only 2 places behind his Mercedes teammates. Zamago sets fastest lap of the race, just in behind Barton, so showing pretty decent pace for him. But Jinnit, who's actually pitted onto the soft tires, interestingly enough, as Miami makes the move past RC down towards turn number 3. But now Jinnit, followed by Lando, going to be making the move on Zamagos, going to the inside for turn 3. Will Lando be using his overtake? He uses a little bit on the exit, just trying to get close enough to possibly make a move in the middle sector. Look how much time he gains on the brakes. A little bit of curve there on the inside of turn 3, but Jinnit has made the move past the Red Bull driver. Lando will now have to try and follow the McLaren through on Zamagos, already looking for turn 5. Looking to the outside for the Ferrari, purple first sector for him, around the outside of turn 5. On the inside of turn 6, has to use a lot of curb on the inside, but Smakos defends that very well and will keep Lando behind for the time being, but has lost a lot of time to Jinnit in front, and as well as Barton. He's out of DRS range for the time being, but I'm sure that'll be no problem for him to try and close up. Miami on back of bounds for P3 on track. Miami has to try and get through these guys if he wants to challenge Larkin for the lead of this race. It's 8.8 seconds for the right now as Larkin goes through turn 19, but Miami's stuck behind Bag of Bones. He's 1 second down on his personal best, but this will be the Mercedes driver's best opportunity that has come to him yet to take this P3 on track. We'll also have to go back to the battle for P8 out on track, but Miami will be pulling clear, I think, of the Renault driver in Bag of Bones. Yeah, he's going to be up in a P3. Let's get on the battle, on board with the battle between Barton, Jinnit, Zamagos, and Lando. I think Lando's going to be making the move as well. He's going to be going side by side through turn 20. Jinnit is also going to be making the move on Barton, but I think Jinnit will most definitely have to be pitting another time, and there's it's onto the mediums. 43.1 for Jin. Lando not able to match that because he did have to make an overtake on Zamagos and did lose a little bit of time trying to make them overtake too early in that middle sector. But now Jinnit will be trying to pull clear. He's in P8 for the time being, 3 seconds behind Callie, who's net P3 or P4 in this race. So Jinnit in net P5, but he will have to pit again. Lando just behind Barton was able to get DRS, but wasn't close enough to make that move. So yeah, just trying to find a battle that's really, really close out on track that we could possibly have an overtake here. RC getting close to the back of Bagabones, down towards turn number 7. AlphaTauri not going to be going for that move just before the castle section. Look at the gap that Jin has already pulled out to Barton for P8. So Barton will not have DRS, but Lando losing so much time to Jin. I'm sure he'll be able to gain that back, but look at all the time that he's losing just in behind Barton. That 2-lap tire advantage is absolutely crucial for Lando. Or is crucial for Jin, because Jin is going to be gaining time on Lando and backing off his Lando just before turn 15, trying to possibly get the that better exit. But I think Lando will be staying in P10 for the time being, but he will be easy pickings with the Renault driver for the Ferrari, for this man who is second place in the championship. Yellow flag in sector 2. I think that's Rocco, who's had a spin out of turn 12. Lucky not to lose the entirety of his front wing, but now Lando closing with overtake. Safety car. Okay, safety car. Back up. That's a safety car in the pit lane. Well, Jinnit's in. Jinnit's into the pit lane. He's going to be going on the medium tires for the end of this race. Bart is in as well, so he's going to be possibly setting a new, fitting a new set of tires. But look at the leaders. Oh, Purple Squirrel. Who else has picked up a time penalty? Or a drive-through penalty. Let's take a quick look at the race director. Drive-through is Miami. Miami has picked up a drive-through penalty under the safety car. It's going to be absolutely crucial for him. Larkin has that 5-second penalty from earlier on in the race with contact from JXW. Dylan is clean. Miami picked up the drive-through, so he'll have to serve that after the safety car. So that's going to be absolutely terrible for him. Bagabones P4, RC, DJ, Cali, Lando, Zamagos, Jinnit, Barton, I believe JXW, Rocco, Jin and Juice are all clean. Purple Squirrel has a time penalty as well. So, yeah, T-Money, or Camden and T-Money pointing out in the chat. Camden saying that's 2 for this race already. T-Money pointing out that it's been 7 safety cars in 2 races, which is absolutely ridiculous to think about. And yeah, Larkin will be leading us away. I think, actually, Larkin, if Dylan decides to pit, which he should, because he's been on those hard tires from the beginning of the race, he's going to have to go into the softs. Larkin should pit for mediums here. Dylan should pit for mediums. Miami should probably pit for mediums if he wants to make a comeback in this race. Bagabones will definitely pit for mediums. RC will have to pit for hards, though, which is going to be unfortunate for him if he wants to get to the end of this one, because he did start on those medium compound tires. DJ Panda has a selection. He could go onto the mediums, depending on what his tire strategy looks like right now. Cali could make it to the end of the race, but I think he should pit for mediums. Lando has already used his other set of mediums, so he will be going to the end. Zamagos will be going to the end. Jinnit will be going to the end. Barton, JXW, Jinnit will all be going to the end. Rocco has put onto softs, interestingly enough, so he's going to be dropping down a few positions. Larkin serving that 5-second time penalty. He will be going on to mediums and will be dropping a few positions. Cali decides not to pit, as well as Lando. So Cali and Lando deciding to take track position. Larkin pitting from the lead will drop down to P3, is even with serving that penalty. Lando just stopping out on, or slowing down out on track to keep, I think, Zamagos behind. So it will be an Excel 1, 2, 3. Cali, Lando, Larkin are those 3 drivers. Zamagos and Dylan, the 2 Red Bulls, P4 and P5. Miami in P6, pitting for mediums, which I think is a smart decision, but he will have to serve that drive-through 3 laps after, or on one of the 3 laps after the safety car restart, or he will be disqualified from this race. So that's an absolute hit to his championship, to his early championship hopes. Bagabones pit onto hards, or onto mediums. RC, DJ Panda both pit onto hards as well, because they were on the mediums. Jinnit, as we mentioned before, pit when the safety car came out. He went on the mediums, so did Barton and JXW. Jinnit just stayed out on the hards, so he's going to be, I think he probably could have pit for hards. or for mediums, because he has really nothing that much to lose. Rocco's pit on the soft, interestingly enough. I mean, we will be going on to lap 15, I do believe, when the safety car comes in. So we'll have 12 laps of racing. I don't think those softs can make it. Purple Squirrel stays out on the hard compound tires. I'm interested into why he did not pit as well, but Callie will be leading us away on those hard tires. So he took track position over everything else. He's going to be followed by Lando. He's going to be desperate to make that charge past the Mercedes driver. Pit passes Callie under the safety car, which is interesting. Actually, they're just going side by side because, well, they're messing around just a little bit. Lando just trying, I'm guessing that's what he's trying to do, is get in the head of Callie even when we're under the safety car. We're not even in full racing conditions yet, and Lando's already thinking about the long term of this race. He's going to be followed by Larkin, Samaglis, Dylan, Callie, Bag of Bones, RC, DJ Panda, Janet Barton, JXW, Gin and Juice, Rocco, Purple Squirrel. But once... Ooh, someone's into the pits. Oh, yes, the two hard runners are going to be into the pits. They're both going to be pitting for mediums. They should be, I think, would it be out behind Gin and, or DJ Panda, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, Gin and Juice. Or they could possibly be out in front. Let's get on board with that. RC coming into the pit lane right now. Gin and Juice is just going through turn 1. So yeah, both these drivers, no, only DJ Panda will fall behind his teammate. RC will stay out in front. So he didn't lose that much, did RC. So RC will be out in P11. And will be staying there. So he's one position out of the points, but he will be getting that because of Miami's drive-through time penalty. Purple Squirrel also has one, and he's at the back of the grid, so he's going to have to serve that later on once the safety car does come into the pit lane when we go on to lap number 15, if he is able to catch up to the rest of the field. So Callie will be leading us away, but I wonder what Lando Larkin can all do for the end, going towards the end of this one. So, I mean, as we're here, we might as well mention, subscribe to the Zenith Online Racing YouTube channel. That is where this race is being streamed if you are new. I'm not sure many people who are going to be watching this are going to be new to Zenith Online Racing. I mean, if there is maybe possibly one race engineer, make sure to do it. So, yeah, Purple Score should be closing up before we do get to that middle sector split, if he is pushing all the way. Yeah, that gap will be closing. We did just pass the middle sector split, but Purple Score has just closed up to the back of the field, so safety car will be in on this lap. Callie will be leading us away. Right now on board with Larkin. Let's get over to the race leader in the Mercedes. His Mercedes teammate down in P6, the championship leader, has a drive-through, so he's not going to be staying in P6 for very long. He'll most likely be dropping down to P14 because of Purple Squirrel's drive-through penalty as well. But let's see when Callie will decide to punch the throttle out in the lead of this race. I'm sure he's going to be waiting as long as possible to try and keep Lando Larkin all at bay. He does have a little bit of a buffer because of Zamaglis is 5-lap-old medium tires, but all the drivers at the front of the field are weaving, trying to get that tire temperature. You can see how much the drivers are bunched up at the back of the field. Lando trying to predict it, but Callie punches it, and Lando is not able to protect that one. Callie with the gray restart. The two Alfa Romeos are fighting. Who is that? It's Miami. I think Miami has actually not had the greatest of restarts. He's dropped 2 seconds behind, but Lando for the lead of this race. The two Red Bulls looking to fight as well, but Lando not going to be trying to challenge the race leader. He's been leading the race for the entirety of the safety car. One of the Alfa Romeos, I think, has possibly had an incident. Purple Squirrel starts his drive-through almost instantly on the safety car restart. Lando not going to be fighting that one. Callie used a 10% more ERS than Lando did. The two Red Bulls getting close out on track, but Dylan not going to be close enough to make a move on his teammate. Miami did not have the greatest of starts, but is already able to close in once again. The two Alfa Romeos going side by side, but Rocco has lost parts of his front wing. You can just see there on the left side, he's lost both end plates as the Haas driver, so he's going to really be struggling for pace throughout the rest of this one, unless he decides to come into the pits and get a new front wing. Still at the lead of the race. It's Cali, Lando, Larkins, and Malcolm Dillon. Miami, Vagabonds, Jenna Barton, JXW, all the top 10. But these guys are going to be soon, very, very soon, fighting for positions. Lando getting very, very close. Not using much of his ERS, but he only has a 2% advantage to the Mercedes driver in front of him. As I said, it is 3 going out and exiting turn 15. Lando possibly looking for the move into turn 16, but will bide his time. What can you do? He punches the throttle out of turn 16 through 17. Now through the left-right of 18 through 19, using his overtake on the exit. He's had contact with the wall. That could be absolutely crucial for his race. He's possibly picked up wing damage from that. We saw him have a lighter touch on the wall and did pick up wing damage, but he's going to be making the move for the lead of the race. Cali uses the overtake, but realize it is futile. Lando will be into the lead of the race and has used almost half of his DRS stored. Miami will finally be into the pit lane. The Renault and the Mercedes, or the Renault and the McLaren of Jinnit and Vagabonds will be going side by side through turn 1. They're fighting for P6 on track, but Jinnit will be making that move up into P6 for the McLaren driver. Safety car, who's out? Jinnit just was retired at turn 2, I think that is. Or in 1. Wait. Excuse me? Where did he retire? Well, Gin and Juice definitely retired, but it doesn't show where. So Lando will be now out in the lead of this race, and that is the 3rd safety car, the 3rd legitimate safety car in this race. In Hungary, we only had 2 legitimate safety cars, and we've had 3 in this one. They did go a full lap without bringing out another safety car, so there's possibly not a glitch. Yeah, Camden saying that is definitely 3 safety cars, and there's only 2 more till we reach the safety car limit. And yes, Team Money, I'm definitely going to be having PTSD. So Lando will be out in the lead of this race. I think if you want to gamble, honestly, you could probably pit the softs here, but this is actually possibly brought Miami back into this race with that drive-through. He's able to close up to the back of the field, and he could possibly pit for soft tires if he wanted to. He's already at the back of the field, so it won't really affect him. The safety car waiting on the exit of turn 2. Lando, I think, might have possibly picked up front wing damage on that restart, but it doesn't look like he has any, and he will not be pitting. Cali going to be staying out on the hard tires, obviously going to be taking track position. None of the top 8 will be coming in the pits, but JXW will make that pit stop. He's going to be the one of the only drivers to make it into the pit lane. And I'm guessing he's going to go on the soft tires, but those soft tires are not going to be good at the end of this race because he's going to have to do 10 laps on them. Obviously, a few under the safety car. But those soft tires are going to die to the towards the end of this race. I'm sure Camden can attest for that one in the Tier 1 race. The soft tires were good at the beginning, but they weren't all they were better than the mediums. But once those last 3 to 4 laps hit, the medium tires were just able to pull away. They were just so much better. Those soft tires really die off those soft tires die off very, very quickly. So the final 4 drivers in the field have decided to pit for the softs. I'm surprised Miami didn't decide to make that gamble, which is interesting to me. But Lando will be leading us away now. We do have 3 safety cars, so now I can now put that in Discord. Well, now I have a little bit of a break, so I can put more enthusiasm into commentary. So we can look at it that way, because they're sort of leveled safety cars, I guess if you want to put it that way. In Hungary, all the safety cars were just back to back, so there's nothing to talk about really, except for me just keeping on repeating things, and no one wants to hear that. Because, I was slowly losing my mind. So repeating things is obviously what seems to be the best option for a commentator if there are going to be 5 safety cars in a row. Lando going side by side with the safety car. He did have an incident with the safety car in USA. He did disqualify himself from the race for passing the safety car under safety car conditions. Purple Squirrel is a little bit far back, so we will not be going on this lap. We'll most likely be going on the first racing lap after the safety car. Will be lap number 19 if Purple Squirrel can catch up. But Lando will be leading us away on those medium tires. He has a little bit of a buffer in behind, depending on how the restart goes. Callie on those hard tires is going to be really struggling. He has the oldest tires out of everyone in the field. 10 laps old. He's done 10 laps on those hard compound tires. Lando has done 8, but they are a softer compound. Larkin, Dylan, Janet, Vagabonds, Barn, RC, and Miami all have relatively fresh medium tires. Zamaglis is sort of in the same camp as Cali, but he does have that one-step softer tires. Fuselim in the chat saying I won't commentate anymore EU races. I do it because there's no one to do it. So, yeah, I can kind of take a chill pill. I mean, it's the third safety car restart. There's no chill pills being taken here. Yeah, just waiting for the safety car to get underway once again. You know what I could do? I could go grab something to eat to entertain myself during these safety cars, but I'm not going to. I'm going to sit here and then endure the safety car period. But yeah, Lando will be leading us away. He does have a little bit of a disadvantage on those tires compared to all the guys behind, Bar, Cali, and Zamaglas. Okay, I'm going insane, obviously, because I'm starting to repeat things once again. So yeah, it's not going great. We can say. I am actually going to put this in Discord to have someone entertain me, please. So yeah, Lando. The entire field has closed up to the back of the pack. So now we can get this race underway once again. The top 10 are all going to be on mediums, bar Cali on those 10-lap-old hard compound tires. He's been taking track position on these safety car restarts, but I wonder if that will hinder him on this one. Going on lap 19, that's when these drivers will be getting the first racing laps after the third safety car underway. All the drivers outside of the top 10 will be on the soft compound tires. I think Purple Squirrel had the most worn ones because he was pushing behind the safety car. So let's get on board with Cali. We can watch to see where Lando decides to punch the throttle. Cali trying to get as much temperature in those hard compound tires as possible. Lando still weaving out in the lead of the race. If he sees Cali weave once or just make one mistake or just back off ever so slightly, he can just punch the throttle and absolutely go. Cali trying to get in the head, but Lando has punched it. Larkin has a pretty good restart as well. There are a few drivers side by side. In behind, I think the two Red Bulls possibly be fighting, but Larkin's not going to be going for the move. Dylan to the inside of Zamaglis. Is he going to be able to get that move done on the inside of turn 1? No, he will not. Jenna will hold back the two Renaults, but Barton possibly looking for the move on Vagabonds. He lost to his teammate last week, but he's going to be staying behind for the time being. JXW on RC through turn 2, the racing point on the inside of the Alpha Tower, but I think Larkin and Cali are going to be battling for P2 out on track. Larkin is going to be getting that move done. Cali is going to be starting to struggle on those hard compound tires. Miami trying to make his way through the field after having that drive through at the previous safety car. I think someone has just gone around. That was Raku who's made a mistake on traction out of turn 3. The Vagabonds is going to be fighting with Miami. Miami around the outside of turn 5, trying to get that move done. The two drivers will give each other space compared to the battle that Smuggles and Lando had there, but Miami will be up that position. Vagabonds dropping many positions. RC JXW will be through. And JXW trying to take advantage of those soft tires very early on this safety car restart, but Miami will be up into P8 now, trying to close down Jenna and Barton, trying to score as much points as possible with this one. But Lando 2.2 seconds out in the lead of this race, leading to Larkin, who has a 1.5 second advantage to Cali. Cali's going to be the next driver for the rest of the field to try and overtake, try and put pressure on Miami, looking for a possible move into turn 16. I don't think he's going to be close enough. He's not going to be able to get that one done into turn 16. He's going to wait for the longest straight on the calendar. through turn 17, through turn 18, and through turn number 19, and then eventually through turn 20 here. I don't think it's going to be close enough, but he's using a lot of his overtake. The two drivers in behind, JXW and RC, will be going side by side. I think JXW is going to have that position. Miami not close, and none of the drivers close enough to make a move, but Lando's starting to pull out in the lead of this race. Callie's starting to falter as well on those hard compound tires. I think he could have hit two safety cars ago and possibly got onto the mediums and kept that tire advantage. Try and keep with those top two, but for the time being, it looks like Lando and Larkin will be out in the lead of this one. But the two Red Bull drivers looking to have a strong race so far. Zamago's leading his teammate in 4th and 5th. Jinnit in P6 for the time being for McLaren. Looks like pretty decent, but Miami around the outside of Barton at turn 4. The Renault driver goes very deep and into the wall on the exit of turn 4, but Miami will be up that position. I don't think Barton has picked up any, it doesn't show at least on screen that he's picked up any damage, but he has lost the position to JXW as well. So yeah, now looking towards the battle for P3 here. Callie is really starting to struggle. He's possibly picked up wing damage because he's really dropping off the back of Larkin. No, it does not look like he has picked up that wing damage, but Zamaglas, Dylan, Jin, and Miami, JXW, Barton, all the drivers in behind DJ Panda are all getting very close. Bag of Bones fighting with Rocco and Purple Squirrel at the castle section. So yeah, but let's get back on board with the battle for P3 on track. Dylan getting very close to the back of Zamaglas, his Red Bull teammate, possibly trying to get that move done for P4. Zamaglas starting to struggle though. He's dropped off the back of the Mercedes in front of him. Let's get on board with JXW. JXW has a great run through turn 19, already side by side with the Mercedes driver. I think that's the Alfa Romeo of DJ Panda picking up damage in the background. DRS is now enabled, but they won't be able to use it they won't be able to use it until they're going down toward turn 3. Gino is going to be getting a double overtake on the two Red Bull drivers. Zamaglas on the outside of his teammate though. Miami on the inside of JXW. Zamaglas on the outside of his Red Bull teammate. He's going to be keeping that position. JXW is going to be moving past the Mercedes of Excel Miami. Barton not close enough to make an impact on any of these battles, but now the two Red Bull drivers are going to be side by side once again. Both of them have DRS off the back of Jinnit, but Dylan's going to be on the inside. Zamaglas has a little bit of a disadvantage breaking into turn 3, and Dylan will finally get that move done. He's been battling for that position all race with his teammate, but now Dylan will be up in that P5 contact from behind between JXW and Excel Miami. I think they're ever so slightly. JXW will not be quite as affected with that contact, but now he'll try and closing down on the two Red Bull drivers in front of him. But Jinnit with a great overtake there into turn 1. He gained 2 positions and possibly on for an overtake of the race there. But now he has Callie to contend with and to get on that final step of the podium here tonight. But now Dylan will have to try and keep with Jinnit, try and keep the drivers behind, and will have to try and help his teammate out if Red Bull wants his 5th, 6th finish here. They'll have to keep JXW behind. Miami, who's going to be strong at the end of this race. Barton, who could possibly put up a late challenge. He got the 4th place in Hungary last time out, just behind his Renault teammate, possibly fighting for a podium here if he can find a little bit of late race pace. We're on lap 21, going on to lap 22. Lando will lead us onto it, leading by 1.3 seconds to Larkin, but the top two have absolutely flown away. Dylan doesn't have DRS, and he doesn't have the ERS to defend from his teammates. Zamagos will be going to the inside. Barton Miami has switched places, but now JXW making the move past Dylan on the inside, looking to the outside of Zamagos for turn 1. Possible another double overtake, but he's not going to be able to get that one done. Just backs out of it. Gonna look for the better move, the more efficient move onto Zamagos down towards turn 3. You have to, Jinnit's out. Virtual safety car. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Jinnit has left the session in disgust with himself after crashing out at turn 3 in a similar move to J. Cole on Monday night. So now it'll be Lando, Larkin, the two drivers leading this race, but Callie will assume that final place on the podium, and he has a gap to Zamaglis. So he could possibly pick up this as Rocco picks up another drive 2 penalty. That's going to be a second one of the race, but we are now green flag conditions. Lando and Larkin leading away by quite a bit to Callie. Callie has a gap behind to Zamaglis, but because of that VSC, JXW was not able to get that move done. DJ Panda down at the back of this train has picked up a time penalty. Zamagos P4 right now, followed by JXW, followed by Dylan, who's starting to struggle on those medium tires, though. But Barton is going to be looking to challenge him, as well as Miami, who's even closer to Barton than Barton is to Dylan. But let's get back to the front of this train. Zamagos versus JXW. Zamagos trying to use that ERS, trying to get to the back of Cali. Cali is on those 14-lap-old hard tires. He's going to be really struggling on those tires, but Zamagos seems to be struggling even more. But JXW seems to be the driver on a charge, possibly fighting for a podium. He pit too late on the soft tires last time out in Hungary, but he's pit at the perfect time, it seems, under the soft tires here in Azerbaijan. He's going to be moving himself up into P4. Dylan versus Barton versus Miami. Not the battle, or Miami's not going to be able to put have an effect on the drivers in front of him. Team Money putting out in chat that we've had 8.5 safety cars in 2 races. I do indeed agree with that one, or with that statement. But Lando and Larkin, it seems, unless one of them make a Jin or a J. Cole-esque mistake, they're going to be the 2 drivers on the first 2 steps of the podium. DJ Panda versus RC into turn 3. The Alfa Romeo's up the inside of the Alpha Tauri, but he's going to be able to get that move done. RC trying to fight it back through turn 4, but I think the Alfa Romeo will get that. So the red of the 2 Alphas will be winning that battle. But let's get up back on board with the battle for once again the lead of this train. Miami and Barton getting very, very close. Miami literally up the gearbox of Barton, going side by side down towards turn 8, but that's smart from the Mercedes driver to back out of that one, as he's literally up the gearbox of Barton, really, really pressuring him through that castle section of the circuit. But Cali, struggling on those hard tires, is being really, really pressurized by JXW in P3 for that final step on the podium for the time being. Zamagos is struggling to keep with those guys. He's struggling to go with JXW and Cali. That gap is just around 1 second. He'll have to use his ERS if he doesn't get the greatest exits here, which he doesn't. He's losing a lot of time. He's going to have to use that ERS to try and get the DRS to possibly assist him down towards turn 1. I think his Red Bull teammate's going to be close, but not close enough. But Barton looks like the driver that could be possibly challenging for that P6. But look at Miami as well. He's going to be close to the back of the Renault, but Barton is closing as well. Barton on the back of Dylan. He's going to be moving to the inside, using all the overtake that he can muster. But Miami sets a purple final sector 3 wide into turn 1. Miami has to get back out of it, but contact between Renault and the Red Bull. Barton loses the front wing and all of that. Dylan will be staying in P6, but Barton has lost out. Miami has lost time, and now the 2 Renaults having dreadful races so far in this one. Barton just being caught out by Dylan. That could be a possible penalty there, as Barton has retired and has put, I'm guessing, has put himself into the wall there in frustration. He will not be scored. But into this one, Purple Squirrel decides to pit in consideration of a safety car, but it's lap 24. I don't think there's actually no reason we can get a safety car now. It is too late in the race to have a safety car. We are on lap 24 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, round number 3. These drivers are going to be trying to insert themselves in the championship very, very early on. JXW has looked like a good contender for a possible best of the rest, but right now Lando in an absolute league of his own. Oh, Lando very, very close to the wall there on the exit of turn number 15. Larkin's been really close in. This is giving Larkin a second opportunity in this race, but they're not going to be challenged by the drivers behind. Cali 9 seconds back. Larkin getting very, very close. Lando has 60% ERS to burn on these final 2 laps, and down towards turn 1 on lap number 24. I don't think he's going to be using it. He's only used a little bit, but that's just the natural burning of those Formula 1 cars in that ERS. So Larkin will be up into the lead of this race. I don't think Lando will be fighting that one. I think that's smart from him, but Miami finally passed Dylan, but he's going to possibly be challenging possibly challenging Zamagos. JW moves up onto the podium. Miami looking to the outside of Zamagos, breaking late into turn 1. He's going to be trying to make that move. He keeps it on the outside. Zamagos gives him the space, and Miami will be up into P5. So Miami with a great recovery drive, it seems, for the time being, but now he has only 2 laps to try and close down on his Mercedes teammate. The 2 leaders are fighting for the race win. Larkin P1, Lando in P2. They're super, super close out on track, but now JXW on those soft tires. Is he going to start to struggle? Is he going to follow the trend that we saw in Tier 1? Right now he's in P3, 7 lap old are those soft tires. DJ Panda and Bagabones going side by side through turn 3. I think the Renault driver is going to be up into P9 there. DJ Panda getting very, very close and having a little bit of slide there on the exit. just looking, just trying to find a battle. There are so many battles throughout the field. We'll have to watch out for the battle for the lead going on to the final lap. But JXW is starting to pull away from Cali. Cali has 10 lap older tires and 2 compound harder tires, but Miami, being 1.3 seconds back, is already closed in a second to his Mercedes teammate. I think Miami could possibly fight for a podium here if he's able to get past his teammate quick enough. It looks like he'll be able to, possibly into turn 16. He could be going for the move. I think he should wait, though. Wait for that DRS assistance down towards turn 1. That'll be the best slingshot possible for him to try and get onto the back of JXW. But now the battle for the lead. Lando's burned half of his ERS. Larkin has used almost none of his ERS. He knows that he can just let Lando go in front. He has a 4-lap tire advantage, does Larkin, so Lando will be out into the lead of this race. They're almost equal on ERS. There's a yellow flag. I think that's DJ Pando, who's had a little bit of spin on the exit of turn 16. But now Miami versus Cali. Is Miami going to be close enough? He's down to 20% ERS, but he's going to be around the outside of his teammate. 2 moves at turn 1 around the outside in 2 laps for Miami. He's going to be up into P4. After serving a drive-through, picking up a drive-through under the safety car, he obviously was brought back into this race with that final full safety car. But he's had an amazing drive to get through the field. But he's now 0.6 of a second behind JXW. They're both even on ERS. So let's see what JXW can do on the soft compound tires. But Miami's on an absolute charge for the time being. I wonder if Cali can stick with them and keep that P5. Would be, I believe, his best result in the season so far for him. And Lando's picked up a 3-second time penalty, so Lando's not going to be winning this race unless Larkin makes an absolute huge mistake. Lando has made the mistake of picking up a time penalty on the final lap at turn 7. Larkin should win this race unless there are some absolute dire circumstances. But now let's go to the battle for P3. Oh, JXW and Miami have made contact. JXW is into the wall. Miami is going to be P3 on track, but I don't think Cali's going to be able to challenge that. So it's going to be it's an Excel 1, 2, 3, 4 before Stewart's decisions, before we even get to the line. JXW's into the wall. He's dropped down so many positions and picked up wing damage. He should be able to pick up P9, but it's going to be no consolation for him. JXW going to be scoring only 2 points as it stands right now. Let's get on to the battle for the lead. Lando burning all of his ERS. Larkin trying to take that race win on track. Larkin's going to be making the move. Lando, even with the time penalty, still doesn't win the race on track. Miami's not going to be challenged by his Mercedes teammates. It's going to be Mercedes 3-4. It's going to be a Red Bull 5-6. RC not close enough to challenge them for those final 2 positions of the top 6. RC is going to be finishing P7. Bag of Bones, after having a difficult race, will be finishing P8. JXW, after contact with Miami on the final lap, will be finishing P9. And DJ Panda, will have to wait for him to get to the end of this one. He looks like he will be finishing in P10, but there's a little bit of a gap. Yeah, she's pointing out in chat, that was quite the finish. Absolutely crazy. Whew, okay, I am out of breath after that one. It was a crazy race, but that's what Azerbaijan can bring to the table. Yeah, just putting out, DJ Panda picks up driver of the day from the game, so possibly picking up that driver of the day. You can go on Twitter tomorrow before the Tier 1 race and vote for driver of the day for the tweet, but it's going to be Larkin who wins the race on track. Lando finishes second, but Excel Miami could possibly picking up a time penalty for that one. He will be, for the time being, taking that 3rd place. So it's going to be Larkin, who also picked up fastest lap with a 42 flat, followed by Lando, Miami, Cali, Excel 1, 2, 3, 4, then followed by the 2 Red Bulls of Samanglas and Dylan. RC going to be finishing in P7, so he's going to be picking up 6 points, and it will be more than doubling his current points total. He's going to be tripling it, I do believe. Vagabonds finishes in P8. He finished on the podium last time out, but only P8 for him right now. JXW finishes in P9, where he started the race, but could have been on for that final podium position. DJ Panda will be finishing last of the points score. Purple score, the last driver to finish the race. But Barton Rocco, Gin and Juice, Beck, Fuse Lemon, Ashes Falcor are the drivers who did not finish this one. We can't get those drivers now into the party, and I'm going to trying to work out the standings, obviously before penalties, so we can't get that. Yeah, Miami has already apologized in Discord, so yeah. Let's get these up. Let's get these results up. So Larkin, Landau, and Miami will be the guys on the podium in the podium interviews. I'll have to quick think of some questions while I'm trying to work these out. But yeah, so Landau picks up 18. So he will be on 44 points. Miami picks up 15. So 40, he's going to be on 58. So he will retain the championship lead. Cali picks up 12 points, so he's going to be on 20. Zamagos will pick up 10 points. Dylan will pick up 8. So he's going to be on 22. RC will pick up 6. So he's going to be on 8. Vagabonds picks up 4 after his podium last time out. JXW will finish in 9th place, so he's going to be on 23. And DJ Panda will finish in 10th and pick up that final points position. Is DJ Panda a full-time driver? No, he's not. He's not even... DJ Panda's not a full-time driver. So it doesn't even matter. Is Amagos a full-time driver? No, he's not. Zamagos is not even a full-time driver. Wait, is he for Williams? Zamagos is supposed to be in the Williams. Wait, what? Interesting. Well, anyways. So, yeah, just waiting for those drivers to get in here for the interviews. So, yeah, now looking over towards the standings. Actually, I can probably pull those up right now. EU tier. So yeah, let's go over to round number 3. And we can start filling in those. So it was Larkin. And then it was Landau. And then it was Miami. And then it was Cali. And then it was Zamaglis. And then it was Dylan. And then it was, if I look at the results, RC Bagabones, RC Bang Bones, JXW DJ Panda, JXW DJ Panda, and then it was Morocco. Or no, it was Purple Squirrel. Rocco finished 13th. Janet was below him. 12 was Barton. Got to P15. Gin and Juice. I'm waiting for the drivers to get in here, but it seems there's... Yeah, just waiting for those drivers to get in here. Especially Landau, because he's being really lazy. So yeah, have to throw my Lando shout out for the day. So yeah, just actually hold on, let me just quickly check if they're all in the party. I know Lando is. I know they all should be in here from USA. Well, Miami and Larkin should be here for USA, and Lando should be here from Hungary. So let's go over to the showroom and get over to that Mercedes because we are going to be interviewing Excel Miami first. Okay. Keep filling out the standings. Okay. Well, Lando.
Hello.
Since you seem to be the only driver who's here, as Larkin joins, you're gonna get interviewed first. So Lando.
No, do
wait, no, it
Larkin
was
first.
no, they were slow. You can be here first. You can get your interview first. So, Lando, you got pole position.
Rip.
That was my mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lando, you got pole position, by 4/10. Get absolutely wrecked. And also, somehow gave Larkin a 5th-place grid penalty without giving one to yourself. So you're hacking. Yeah, and then you bottled. So how do you feel after that one?
You know what? It was a fun race. Yeah, I don't really know what happened in quali. I just kind of stopped to wait for Larkin, and then yeah, he just reversed into me, and somehow he only got a 5-place grid penalty. So yeah, was unlucky about that, but yeah, the race was awful. I just couldn't keep out of the walls really. I think I got wing damage 3 times. And yeah, I was lucky to actually not get him more, but yeah, Larkin just had the pace at the end of the race, and I think my tyres hit like 70% on the last lap, so I was kind of just trying to do everything to keep Larkin behind, and without the penalty it would have been 200ths between us over the line, so yeah, it was a real stroll and a Bottas moment, but happy for P2 after a crazy race.
Yeah, you did have to make your way through the field, so, too bad, it seems not able to perform in the EU tier, obviously, because you were able to do it in tier 1. But yeah, now on to Larkin, who did, win the race, but sadly he's reserved. Get into a full-time, I want to see Larkin in a full-time seat so he can just slap Lando about. That'd be really nice.
He races every race anyway.
Yeah, I don't quite know why you're reserved, but yeah, Larkin, if you want to give your perspective of that grid penalty and then your race as well.
I tried to put on a cool drift around a corner around the outside, and next thing I know, I was facing the wrong way. And then I tried to put myself back facing the right way, and Lando was there just sort of sat watching what was going on, and I reversed into him and got a grid penalty. So that was quali. Race was a bit of a cruise from start to finish, to be honest. I think I had it under control. I think the pace was good, and it's just nice to have a race where I can sort of show my pace, show my speed without other people taking me out and putting me into walls. And yeah, came over P1.
Yeah. So yeah, now on to Miami. You were also in the wars a little bit on the final lap. You want to talk us through that incident with JX?
Yeah, that I might have accidentally outbraked myself a little bit. Well, yeah. Well, I know, to be honest, I gave him the slightest of nudges and he's gone round, so I do feel quite bad for that because I was trying to line him up for a run to the line because I felt like I had more grip, but that was definitely my fault. I don't know what happened earlier. I was in the wars earlier as well. I was sort of trotting down the straight, and I see Barton flying down next to Dylan, and then suddenly Barton's round. So I don't quite know what happened there. I feel like Barton might have lost it on his own, but I don't know. What happened? Have you got a view on that?
I got a quick look at it. Like, I think he tried to go down the inside, and then the person behind, or I think that was you. You were there as well.
Yeah, I was right behind it.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think, to be honest, I didn't really get a good look at it, and I don't want to incriminate anyone.
No,
so,
that's cool. So
yeah,
should we just go with Barton dropping it on his own then?
Yeah, I'll just go with that.
He launched it down the inside. It was a bit of a late lunge, I saw, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, tomorrow we'll see the footage. We can watch the footage back, and we'll it is what it is. It's a bit of it was a crazy race. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, let's just put it that way. Maniac in the chat too. Go away, Yelek, and yeah, just go away. Showing his fanboyism for Lando. But yeah, that was a crazy race. I almost lost my voice, and there was 3.5 safety cars, so a little bit less than Hungary, but you almost got there. You almost got there in the end.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I was just hoping Lando would put it in a wall or something.
Yeah, I did, Lando. I did on lap 24. On lap 24 at turn 15, I did catch you almost going into the wall.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did put it in 4 walls, just not enough to retire. Just yeah.
Yeah, sounds like me and Monaco, but we don't have to talk about that. Anyways, great race from the EU tier. It's Azerbaijan. You're always going to expect a little bit of chaos, but we got a little bit more than, well, a little bit. So yeah, thanks for that one. Appreciate it. And that's been all, folks.